Money like Bitcoin is ideal. When you get that, you'll see that all the money you've ever spent is poison. You should not invest in this. Your money is poisonous. You see, we've become accustomed to a world where doctors literally bleed patients to death. Here in our world, they put muck and garbage into your minds. You're consuming toxic substances because you inhabit a world like this. Am I correct? Stop introducing harmful substances into your body. That's the remedy. Cure yourself with the orange pill. We must disseminate that remedy globally. Among the most bullish people on Bitcoin is Michael Saylor, who is both an ardent supporter of the cryptocurrency and the executive chairman of MicroStrategy. Saylor recently spoke at BTC Prague 2024 and gave Bitcoin investors some pointers and guidelines on how to be successful. He contends that fiat money and other conventional currencies are inherently defective and even detrimental, and that Bitcoin is the ideal money. Saylor likened the current state of the economy and conventional banking practices to a game of chance where everyone plays against one another. Bitcoin, in his opinion, is different from more conventional investments or games in that everyone has an equal chance of winning. Saylor asserts that the sole option to incur losses in Bitcoin is to either not participate or to stop too soon. He implies that individuals who stick with Bitcoin for a long enough time will see a return on their investment. Imagine approaching Bernard Arnault, one of the wealthiest men on the planet, and proposing to him a lucrative business opportunity in the luxury goods market. After some thought, Bernard decides he won't spend all his money on euro or dollar bonds or pesos. Still, he'll probably use dollars and euros when setting prices for his purses. Everyone likes to exchange their cash for luxury goods like handbags, champagne, or Bitcoin, thus even the wealthiest guy in the world uses local currencies when pricing goods. Am I correct? What we're fighting for is something magnificent, graceful, strong, and motivating. It is unnecessary for us to oppose the alternative. Ultimately, half of the world's wealth will likely be in Bitcoin, while the remaining 99% will be in assets other than the currency. Let's simply go with it. This rule must be mentioned in any presentation of the 21 rules of Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency should not be sold. By what do you mean? Power is what Bitcoin is. Crypto is essential. Life is too short to waste. Be kind with yourself. Am I correct? Keep the fire burning. I'll give you the energy you need. Do not allow the fire to go out if it is the only thing keeping your family warm. Am I correct? You are living a wonderful life and are capable of great things. There's no need to jump from a cliff, is there? And you got economic energy from Satoshi. It is within your power to seize, possess, and protect. Put it to good use. In terms of the economy, Bitcoin has been experiencing a yearly increase of 50% for the previous 4 years. Every time you sold it, you were effectively trading in the world's best performing asset for a bunch of losers. At what point can one sell their Bitcoin? You liquidate your Bitcoin holdings just before your loved ones pass away. Yes, you do trade or borrow against it when you need it to save your life, your loved ones' lives, or their lives as well. However, a single chair will suffice. Cryptocurrency should not be sold. There is nothing else that can compare. The entire universe is set up to make you sell your Bitcoin, by the way. It seems like everyone is trying to get their hands on your Bitcoin by offering you a hedge fund, stock, idea, or anything else they have. Oh, and remember that no one is going to become rich by advising you not to hand over your cash. Among all things in the cosmos, Bitcoin is the only one you can actually own. Sure, but how and why? The information has been transformed into monetary value. We need a resilient network. Decentralization is essential for the network. An ethical network is essential. However, if you come across a crypto network that is financially viable, technically feasible, and ethically sound like Bitcoin, then having the keys to it is the same as owning it. The ownership of all your other possessions is subject to the whims of a powerful individual. Anyone or anything could be involved: the city council, the state, the company, etc. Until it's taken away, you feel like you own it. It will be confiscated from you through taxation and expropriation. Perhaps it will be snatched from you by the government. If those things aren't there, then, well, time, entropy, and chaos will eventually strip it from you. Nothing else, though. If you're lucky enough to hold this, its value will only increase with time. Its value increases in a chaotic environment. No one on this planet has the power to deprive you of it. You can own it, and that makes it the first item in human history. The concept of property is rethought. A casino is a rigged game the moment you step foot inside. With the possible exception of poker, every game is set up to disadvantage you. And if you aren't a professional poker player, the odds are even worse when you sit down to play. Bitcoin is the one casino game where everyone can win. That's a rather depressing thought. Sure, maybe rigging a game will help you win. Perhaps there's anything in life that you can conquer temporarily. There isn't a game where everyone can win all the time, even if you're an expert in this particular field, region, real estate, art dealership, etc. You might find a game where you can win for a while. Am I correct? Bitcoin is a home of anarchy. Bitcoin is both a casino and a house of disorder. You can keep winning if you choose to play that game. The most important thing to remember is that the only way to lose at Bitcoin is to either not play at all or to leave before the odds are in your favor. Come on in, have a seat, and play Bitcoin at the casino. You won't lose, and the house always wins. Alternatively, you might just leave the casino and try your luck at another match. Since you have no say over the house or the odds, you should expect to lose every game you play over an extended period of time. Even if you believe you run the show in your own nation, in your own corporation, or in your own monopolist market. Your delicate equilibrium is about to be disrupted by the forces of entropy. Bitcoin, what is it? When you think about Bitcoin, don't limit yourself to the protocol, the software, or even the way you or anyone else utilizes it. Bitcoin infects computers. There are three types of viruses: economic, monetary, and ideological. Time and space will be impacted by it. Therefore, in order to grasp Bitcoin, one must be familiar with the interactions that will take place on layers 2, 3, 4, and 5. Layer 3 apps will communicate with each other over Layer 2 protocols, which in turn are communicated through Layer 1 protocols. Do you not worry about the impact of Bitcoin on those who have not yet found it in 10 to you, 50, or even 100 years? Think about what 10 billion individuals using Bitcoin in 100 years through 300 million different organizations using protocols and extensions of Bitcoin that haven't been devised or thought of yet if you want to understand Bitcoin. So the whole extent of Bitcoin becomes clear when you think about the idea's rippling effects over distance, time, complexity, and the infinite ways in which humanity might organize itself. In 50 years, when a million other AIs have integrated into cyberspace, how would an artificial intelligence entity that was produced in the next decade utilize Bitcoin? A tremendous domino effect has occurred. Online, there's a raging inferno. The virus spreads from one generation to the next, across the universe, and through all the artifacts left behind by past civilizations. Naturally, if you grasp that concept, you come to terms with the fact that you aren't privy to every detail of what 8 billion people, 300 million companies, or a billion future objects are thinking. Humility and a desire to learn more about Bitcoin go hand in hand. The knowledge you gain about Bitcoin will be endless. Everyone can use Bitcoin. Rule number 15. It's for those individuals you dread. Hey, guess what? It's for your job was taken by an AI bot, and it will operate on Bitcoin. The fact that a robot did away with your job, whether it was a robo-taxi or not, will make you very angry. However, you should be pleased that the robo-taxi that replaced you operates on Bitcoin expressed interest in purchasing your Bitcoin and consequently increased its value by a factor of 10, 100, or 1,000. Bitcoin will be purchased by your adversary. You will not have to like or accept the philosophy of the people who launch and purchase the ETF yet. If you do not agree with or like them, their actions will increase the value of your Bitcoin by a factor of 1,000. More and more people, allies and enemies alike, are getting into the Bitcoin system, and you should take note of it. Every major faith, every little religion, every country with which you disagree, they're all on board with Bitcoin, and if you're loyal to Bitcoin, they'll be on board with you too.